What if the greatest hero in Norse mythology wasn't the god of thunder, or the All-Father himself? What if the bravest god was the one history almost forgot? This is the story of Tyr, the god who sacrificed everything, not for power, not for glory, but because it was the right thing to do. Long before Ragnarok cast its shadow over the 9 realms, the gods faced a growing threat. His name was Fenrir. Born to Loki, Fenrir was no ordinary wolf. From the moment he arrived in Asgard, the gods knew there was something terrifying about him. Ancient prophecies warned that one day this monstrous beast would help bring about the end of the world. Still, they chose to raise him among the gods, hoping they could control his destiny. But Fenrir grew, and he never stopped growing. Each passing day, his strength became more frightening. The chains that could bind mountains snapped like threads beneath his jaws. Nothing the gods forged could hold him. Knowing disaster was approaching, the gods sought the greatest craftsmen in existence, the dwarves. From deeply magical things, they forged a magical ribbon called Gleipnir. It was woven from the sound of a cat's footsteps, a woman's beard, the roots of mountains, the breath of a fish, the sinews of a bear, and the spit of a bird. Thin as silk, yet stronger than any chain ever created. When the gods presented the ribbon to Fenrir, the wolf immediately sensed deception. "If you truly trust me," he growled, "one of you must place your hand inside my mouth." Silence fell over Asgard. No one moved, no one except Tyr. Without hesitation, without bargaining, Tyr stepped forward. He placed his right hand between the wolf's enormous jaws, knowing full well what would happen if the plan succeeded. The ribbon tightened. Fenrir struggled. He pulled with all his strength, but for the first time in his life, he could not break free. Realizing he had been deceived, the wolf slammed his jaws shut. In an instant, Tyr's hand was gone. He never cried out. He never cursed the gods. He accepted the price of his sacrifice because protecting the world mattered more than protecting himself. Fenrir was dragged deep beneath the earth, chained inside a dark cave, until the day of Ragnarok. A sword was forced between his jaws to keep him imprisoned, and the river flowing from his mouth would forever remind the world of that terrible day. But Tyr's story didn't end there. During a great feast in Asgard, Loki arrived uninvited. One by one, he mocked every god seated at the table. When his insults reached Freya, Tyr finally spoke. He defended his fellow god, praising his kindness and honor before all those gathered. Loki laughed. "Yes, I lost my hand, and you lost your son." Both had suffered. Both had paid a price. Yet unlike Loki, Tyr never allowed bitterness to define him. His honor remained untouched. Another tale reveals a different side of the one-handed god. When the sea giant Hymir prepared a feast for the gods, an enormous cauldron was needed to brew enough ale for everyone. Only Tyr knew where such a treasure could be found. It belonged to the giant Hymir, his own father. Together, Tyr and Thor journeyed to the giant's hall. Thor's incredible strength stole much of the attention. He devoured enormous meals, battled sea monsters, nearly caught the mighty world serpent Jörmungandr, and finally carried the massive cauldron back to Asgard. Tyr never sought the spotlight, he simply fulfilled his duty, again and again. That was the kind of god he was. While others chased wisdom, power, or fame, Tyr stood for something far rarer: honor, justice, keeping one's word. His greatest victory wasn't winning a battle, it was choosing sacrifice over self-preservation, choosing duty over fear, choosing courage even when there was nothing to gain. Perhaps that's why his name still echoes through Norse legend, not because he ruled, not because he conquered, but because when every other god hesitated, Tyr stepped forward, and in losing his hand, he became immortal.